For over 23 years, wildlife experts have been observing the behaviour of the warrior apes, the name given to an incredible troop of chimpanzees that live within Uganda. By studying this group for the last few decades, experts have established that the warrior apes is the largest group of chimpanzees ever discovered, noting that this vast empire is ruled by only 4 warriors. The warrior apes, who are known as the largest troop of chimpanzees ever discovered, control a vast empire and reign with terror through war, politics and alliances. Built upon over 20 years of remarkable storylines, their stories start as them being young adults and turning into the dominant warriors that they are today. Researchers first started observing these apes back in 1993 and were eager to learn more about how they worked as a troop and how politics played heavily into their day-to-day lives. The documentary that was presented on the Discovery Channel broke records and gave us a glimpse into the lives of these warriors. The researchers though said this isn't a group of chimpanzees that all get along and have morals, instead describing them as brutal in their approach, and even turning their back on their own kind. One of the wildlife experts said that the chimpanzees of this region are known to slaughter their way to the top. The group has slowly expanded over the last few decades, with there now being over 200 members. These warrior apes rule the Ugandan rainforest, and have been described by those who have observed them as being the most brutal troop in the world. This clan has no fear about taking on neighbouring tribes, and will actively look for blood in order to expand their territory. In the last few years, those that have spent a considerable amount of time around these chimps have said that their behaviour is very complex, and that they can go from friendly to angry within seconds, and this has been documented various times with the warrior apes, with one of the researchers saying that they observed 4 chimps taking down a monkey that had strayed too close to them. 4 warrior males then chased down the monkey and took its life, dividing the remains among themselves. In one part, a small group of warrior apes was seen dragging one of their own to the ground. After several minutes, the smaller male was able to run away and climb up a nearby tree. One male chimp, who was given the name of Pincer, was of particular interest to the researchers, with them saying that he was never a high-ranking male, but said that he was playing a game the entire time, and was waiting for the right moment in order to execute his plan. Grappelli was described as a young chimp who was friends with Pincer, and this was because these 2 chimps would stick close to one another. Grappelli was above Pincer though in the hierarchy of the clan. In 2002, on the 29th of October, something happened that none of the researchers expected, with them going on to say that they'd never heard of this happening before. The team were following the males through the rainforest when suddenly they heard screams coming from above them. After some initial confusion, it quickly became obvious what was happening. Pincer had led Grappelli out into the rainforest and into an ambush. Pincer had rounded a group of chimps together in order to attack Grappelli. There was over 6 different warrior apes going for Grappelli, and after a short while they then decided to let him go. However, one of the warrior apes then bit him in the shoulder, which led to the others going into a frenzy, and led to the rest of the group then jumping back on and attacking Grappelli once again. The researchers were visibly upset with the confrontation. This was a group of apes that they'd followed around for years, but they couldn't understand why Pincer would turn on his best friend. The only question that came from this was, why did this happen? It was even more bizarre because Pincer wasn't an outgoing ape, and never came across as an ape that wanted to climb the ladder in terms of dominance, but clearly he had his motives from the beginning. Pincer saw this as his chance to rise up in the dominance hierarchy, so he planned to have his best friend taken care of. What's interesting about this group of chimps is that they displayed behaviour that's never been seen before, with wildlife experts saying that although they knew that chimps acted a certain way in the wild, for example having bursts of aggression and attacking neighbouring clans, Never have researchers seen apes setting traps for their own kind, and going through the lengths they went through in order to raise up through the ranks. One of the researchers said the following: "The fact that these apes can also be very peaceful, very tranquil, very cooperative, I think it just shows how complex these animals are, and really how similar they are to humans." End quote. Experts have said this community is the largest in the world, and due to how powerful some of the high-ranking members are, it's likely that they'll be holding their power over the region for the foreseeable future. This film has allowed researchers to better understand how the society works, giving them the title as the toughest tribe of apes in the world. The film won Best Wildlife Film Award at the New York World Film Festival and Best Animal Behavior Film at the Jackson Hole Wildlife Film Festival. So what do you make of these interesting observations? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.